The door's that way, Billy.
Billy's in the shitter, but we're going to continue.
Yeah, pretty much. What's up, boys? We got the PA Preds coaches, the back-to-back-to-back champions. I guess that'd be a three-peat. Carrier, Wellesley, I'll let them introduce themselves.
Yeah, I'm Lucas Wells, head coach GM. I started assistant coach with the Preds in 2022, took over the team in 2023, 2024, and back here for my third year as the head coach.
Yeah, I'm Jordan Carrier. I joined the Preds when Lucas took over as the head coach. We've coached together some minor teams when we were a little bit younger, so we kind of had that chemistry of coaching. And I coached the back gate. I'm the defensive coach, and I'm also in charge of social media and head of marketing as well for our team.
Leading the way in social media too. Hey, those Preds, they do all right.
Yeah, try and get the boys out there and try and get people in the barn at least.
What is it you guys are doing that is so special that actually works, like social media wise? I mean, you guys pack the Kinsmen. It's awesome to see.
I think I'll leave that one to Jordan. He just does a great job. People always ask me to do it and what's your ideas, and I send them Jordan's number because I don't understand how to make videos. I don't understand how to make memes. That ain't my wheelhouse. So I just let Jordan do it. He'll sit on the bus for 4 hours on the way down to Regina. You can just hear him giggling to himself. So
yeah, he's not wrong. Like literally have my headset on and you can just see my head bobbing and chuckling. He's like, oh yeah, Jordan's cooking in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Or he's got something going. So yeah, it's honestly, I think it's such an untapped resource. Like really, it costs you $0. Like it costs you nothing. All it takes is a little bit of time. And you get so many people that say, well, I don't know how to do it. I don't know what's going on. It's like, well, if you just take a little bit of time, just try a couple things. Like we were talking about on the way down here, actually, like there's some teams that do literally nothing. I said how hard it would be to take a picture of the game, post that picture with the caption, we won this score, we lost this score, hope to see you at the rink tomorrow. Like how hard is that? Just to try and get people engaged a little bit. And I think that's part of our process was we want to get people engaged. And we want to promote, obviously, the product we're putting on the floor because the kids deserve it. And then by promoting it, you're reaching out to a group of people that may have never been to a game, may have heard a little bit, but don't really know much about it. And we're drawing those people into our games, right? And it comes down to, I think, like in our discussions, we have a pretty good product we put on the floor. So why not, promote that product and get our outreach?
Sure,
we're just starting up here. Our season starts in, 7 days now.
Yeah.
So in the last, give or take 2-3 weeks, we've been pumping media like crazy, trying to get people excited about it, trying to get things going. We looked just strictly Facebook alone in the last 28 days, but realistically, probably in the last about 18 days as we started posting. We're over 36,000 views right now. Oh, wow. Just Facebook alone. That doesn't count TikTok. That's not our Instagram, not our YouTube. That's just Facebook alone. So we had the season release video. That was a fun one.
That went over well. That was really good.
We're constantly trying to figure out ways to keep promoting our brand, right? And at the end of the day, it's the kids that deserve that recognition, but the families love it too because it's their kids that are getting promoted. They're able to share their kids' stuff and be proud and excited about what's going on, but also for us to be able to kind of pump out what's going on and just trying to keep constantly growing the game because it's not necessarily just about us. We're involving the youth in what we're doing. We're involving the minor programs. We're constantly promoting the PGLL. Like we're not just PA Preds. We're trying to pump everything up a little bit too, so that helps a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you got like 36,000 views, like you said. I mean, PA is a city of 40,000?
If that, yeah.
So, I mean, to get more eyes on the game, and that's kind of what we're trying to do with the whole channel here, as we're in our first episode, actually, of Lacrosse the Prairies.
We forgot.
Little late. But hi, welcome to the first episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's, kind of trying to just keep promoting the game itself and promoting the product. The kids, they love it. It was so much of a focus of let's do the Rush, let's talk the Rush. The Rush can do their own promos.
They're a professional team. They can figure it out themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we'll continue to, try and grow the grassroots side of it and the younger ones. And you guys, speaking of younger ones, you guys offer a 7th player Pred.
Yeah, this is something we're pretty excited about. Maybe I'll let Lucas talk a bit about this, but we're really excited about this.
Yeah, so when I took over, my focus really was having our players give back to the community. All our rookies are expected to either attend minor camps, coach U7, U9, U11. help with evals. They're supposed to be out in the community. Our tri-lacrosse days over the winter, we have 5-6 guys, vets to rookies. They all go out and they give back. So it's, when I played, we never had that. As a U7 player or U9 player, you would go to the games and you wouldn't have a clue who anybody was. They were still fun, but I also feel like that relationship aspect is important. So with our younger coaches coaching the U7s and the U9s and the U11s, we kind of thought, like, hey, maybe we can bring one out. They can be a 7th player for us. They'll get a jersey, 2 tickets to the game, a gift card to a store, a Preds sticker, and then a signed picture of their favorite player. And the idea of that was maybe we get a kid that's never been to a game. He comes out to one game, he's on the floor for a game, he gets to know the players, the parents come, they see they have a lot of fun, and then the next game he's like, oh, let's go back. And getting the parents in, I think, is the biggest thing. Because you know that with little Johnny, he U7 running out with the U21 team, you know, Grandma and Grandpa are coming. They're probably buying 50-50s. They're probably going to buy a drink or two. And it's just another way for us to kind of grow and expand our reach within our grassroots.
Well, especially with how we started kind of changing last year. We started doing the light show at the smoke show and the exciting atmosphere. The lights are off. Like in our one playing game we had there, you couldn't even hear our intro song because the crowd was so deafening. So to have that kid just be hyped up to go and be, you know, like the reality is that these kids are going to be on our team at some point, right? So we want to be able to engage them for as long as possible and get that excitement at a young age.
That's huge. That kind of leads into my next question. I was going to ask, how do you guys find, because you guys, it seems more than any other area, I'm going to pump your tires a little bit, don't get too inflated here, but you guys do really well at keeping engaged. And like you said, you know, like, because I notice in other areas that like we're having trouble finding coaches, we're having trouble, and to have it go so smoothly transition, do you find that your players are ever like, or is everybody kind of on board and hyped to do it?
Well, I think our players don't really have a choice to give back. But you're seeing some of the older guys now that have played come back and coach because we started them with coaching the U7s and the U9s, right? So the one kid from last year, Mason Hawks, he was our goalie. He coached. He helped out with. He started with U7s our very first year, or U7s, U9s, I think it was, and then he kind of went up to U15. Then he's helped coach with Team Sask, U13, Team Sask, and now this year he's going to be the head coach of the U15A, and he's kind of taken over that role because he enjoys it now. He's grown. He's watched those kids grow up from U9, U11, so he has that relationship built with them, and I think you can attest to this. We've seen a lot in the last 2 years of our players really giving back.
Well, yeah, like even when you look at our year-end awards banquet, like we have our MVP, we have our top goal scorer, we have, all those awards. But the one that Lucas does a really good job of hyping up the most is the humanitarian award, because that shows not only what you're able to do as a lacrosse player, but your ability to give back to the community. And for us, that's like one of our prestigious awards is you representing our program in the community as best as possible. And we've had some of those kids that have gone on that not only coach those youth teams, but like you said, have graduated and go back and taking over some of those programs, which is awesome for us because it creates that fluidity from at a young age. So when they come to us, they know the expectation, they know the systems. We're starting to slowly see some of that, but obviously that's our long range goal. Sorry,
I think from a PA lacrosse perspective, we're seeing a lot of second generation players. So guys that were out of lacrosse, they now have kids that are of age. And they're coming in. Those kids are coming in, and those players are now coaching. I know a handful of them off the top of my head that are now giving back to the game, and they have a couple kids or one kid that's playing, but they're maybe coaching 1 or 2 teams, and everybody seems to be really enjoying it.
Coaching or get involved while officiating, we got Fetchy.
Yeah.
But Team Wells. Sorry, that's an inside joke. I was going to say, PA takes so much flack from everybody else in this province, and even Regina. And it's like, listen, Regina, you're not
They're a bigger PA.
Yeah. So, but your lacrosse program is hype. Like, everybody wants to join the Preds.
Yeah.
I mean, now you guys have the Shellbrook Swarm.
Yeah.
And there's a team out in Melfort, the Wings.
Yeah.
And so I mean, all the small communities are even getting involved.
Yep.
And you're drawing numbers from there.
We actually have a couple kids from Larange this year playing in PA. I think there's 3 or 4 from Big River. So we're working with PA Lacrosse. We're trying to work with Larange and with Big River to maybe get their own organization where they get a team, and we send some kids or send teams out to go play in Big River, or they go up to Larange for a weekend, something like that. So we are trying to grow not just PA but the northern communities, because really that's where we draw from.
Yeah. You guys are really become the standard of, kind of what organizations look forward to and look towards. How does that relate back to last year's PA against the world? I want to hear it.
Okay, well,
Politically correct.
the politically correct version was, so last year when we went to McDonald Cup, there was originally not going to be a McDonald Cup. So I had reached out to our league and said, hey, like, I feel like we have a very good team. I want to go to like a national tournament. How do I get in this? So we figured it out, and at some lacrosse meetings last January, we had found out that McDonald Cup wasn't going to go. So I was at the meetings. I said, okay, put us down. Like, we want to go to Founders. We want to try and make a run to Founders, and I think it'd be good for Saskatchewan. I think it would be good for PA. And then there was 1 or 2 people there that said, you're a Tier 2 team. Don't mess around with the Tier 1 teams because you can't handle it, which kind of, quite frankly, pissed me off.
Stay in your lane kind of thing.
Yeah, right? Like, and I don't know, myself, like, we should be sending the best team and the best athletes to a national tournament to try and win games. That's my perspective. So, yeah, that happened. Then in the original policy, that got changed without anybody knowing. And I'll leave that at that. But it kind of came down to the mentality of, like, it seemed like people didn't want us to do this because we were offered multiple times to bow out of the Founders run. And I gave it to the players. I said, hey, things are changing unexpectedly. Don't really know what's going to happen. But if you guys don't want to do this, we don't do it. We just focus on McDonald Cup because we were already accepted. And a lot of the players were like, no, like, let's do it. Like, they don't want us here. Let's try and do this. So, yeah, it kind of came down to we felt like we were getting screwed around. So we kind of just came up with the slogan, fuck everyone. We're going to be here to play. And if we lose, but we're going to go down swinging.
Yeah.
Like, that slogan on our championship rings is literally on the inside of the championship rings. PA versus the world.
Well, I see it over there.
Oh, yeah, big day today. I had to bring it out for this one.
Well, let's see it.
It's literally on the inside of it here. I'll pass
Really?
it down. Like, it's right on the inside of there for eternity.
It literally is, yeah.
Yeah. And then when we
What a
went,
beauty ring, too. And it's, like, heavy.
yeah.
It was a big year. Big year.
And then when we went to McDonald, it seemed like, well, if you were listening to some of the broadcasts of us, not on the McDonald Cup team, but not on the McDonald Cup media team, but the other teams' live streams and stuff, they just constantly said how dirty we were and how unprofessional we were. So we kind of took it all personally. And then we beat the fuck out of some teams and dominated them. So it's just kind of like...
Like, our
the
team,
PA way.
Well, our team operates around trust and communication. That's huge, and then also speed and aggression. Like, that's the game. The game is speed, and the game is aggression. So if you are not utilizing that to the best of your ability, you are being a detriment to your team. So I mean, for us, like, that's what we promote. Every pregame speech is play your game, play hard, play fast. We have a promo video coming out here to pump up our season. I'll probably be dropping it tomorrow. There's a nice little cutout. The music drops, and it's literally Lucas's pregame speech of play our game, play hard, and it's like
Play physical.
they play
fast.
physical like that. Like, that's what we do. That is our brand of lacrosse.
I couldn't agree more. And I find that that's something that is kind of been untapped in certain areas, the whole physicality game. Like, we see it in hockey We see it in, soccer's almost becoming more physical in some areas. Like, it's kind of, it is a big part of the game. And when you see all PA teams and even the younger ones, like U13s, and they're physical and they do it well. So
I think that's always been kind of the PA way, though, right? Kind of beat your opponent down because in the third period they're not going to want to get up. And that's not necessarily what we preach, but if you knock a guy over 4 times in the first period, chances are in the third he's probably not going to be going for that loose ball. He's going to be looking over his shoulder.
Yeah, hearing those footsteps. And
Yeah.
you're not willing to take those chances if you know someone's coming for you immediately.
Yeah, it's no different than, let's say, football analogy, right? Wide receiver cuts across and the middle linebacker lights him up. Chances are you're probably not laying out for that second.
You're not forgetting that. Like, that's in the back of your head for the rest of the evening. Like,
yeah, unless you're Antonio Brown, you just stop thinking altogether.
When you got mashed potatoes for breakfast,
take your jersey off and call it a day.
Yeah. Oh, you guys are done camp now. We've had an exhibition weekend. What are the expectations from you guys for, the team? Obviously, don't lose a whole bunch, but, what's a realistic expectation? Do you guys see yourselves as repeating yet again? Or
I think if you were to go into a season not with the expectation of winning, you've already lost. So our expectation every year is to win, and it's to win the league every year. In the PGLL. Now I know that sounds unrealistic, but I also think that, like I said, if you have that mentality of like, if we can just squeak into playoffs, like that's great. Like, I don't know, that's not for me. Yeah. I hate losing. So the expectation is to win. Again, the expectation in 2026 and 2027 will be to win.
28, 29.
Yeah, it's like that's just the expectation, and the players know that. Losing for us is unacceptable. If we are to lose, we dissect the game. We go back, watch film. We talk to the players. Hey, what did you see out there? Because watching film obviously tells a story, but the players got to tell you what's going on too, right? They're the ones playing. But no, the expectation is to win the league again.
And how long do you guys see yourselves doing the coaching thing for?
Well, it's family time.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, Jordan's my brother-in-law. So when I was offered to take over the Preds, I'd said, like, you're going to come with me. It'll be fun. So it was an easy sell to my sister. And he just had a kid. He's turning 2. Brody Halitzi, our other assistant coach, he just had a kid. I think he'll be 2 in the fall here. So probably, I don't know, another 20 years so we can coach them.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That next gen that we were talking about.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose, Lawrence, Coach Brody. And
and we have him on board too. He's our equipment guy, and he's he's awesome to be around. Like, he's always talking about, and people come up to the store or around the community and ask him, like, hey, like, I heard you're like coaching Preds and stuff. How's it going? He goes, no, stop you there. I'm not coaching. I'm there as equipment guy, and I'm there to learn because this is a different brand than what I'm used to coaching. So, and he'll tell you that. So I have no problem talking about that here. And he's like, just the way they do things, they see the game, it's different. And we haven't had some kids come up to us talking about the upcoming season. We had some new kids that signed on with us, some kids that graduated U17 and that are coming up to our program, and they're talking to us like, I've never been coached like this before. I've never heard some of the intricacies that we're trying to promote and the things that we need to take care of, right? And that's Lawrence is always talking about, like, this, they see the game differently, and it's just a different brand of lacrosse than other places run, or that the older style of the game, right? So
It's not Outlaws Lacrosse.
A little bit different. A little bit different.
A little bit quicker.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys were quick in your day.
Yeah, I have an ongoing joke. They said it'd obviously be awesome to coach my little guy, but I said he's 2 years old. He's already got better ball handling skills than I got. So I mean, it's not going to take much for him to surpass me.
Yeah, old stone hands.
Yeah, exactly. Trademark patent pending.
I mean, my kid's far better than I am. That's why I was like, you just coach yourself.
Yeah.
I think the game, like, going back to how long we're going to coach, I think, like, the game's going to evolve too, right? So as long as we're able to evolve and adapt and allow our players to play at higher levels, there seems to be like a narrative going around that we kind of hold our players back from either playing Tier 1 or Junior A in Saskatoon or in Regina. And that's just simply not the case. Like, if we were to run 18 rookies this year, that would mean we have 18 guys that have moved on to play at higher levels, whether that's in Saskatoon or in Alberta or BC or Ontario or wherever they go, right? Ultimately, that's what we want. So we also, coaching-wise, I know we're going to have to adapt.
Yeah. And our standard would never change. Like, our standard is what our expectations are. Yeah. But obviously, with different personnel, your systems are going to evolve too, right? Like it comes back to, we run that fast physical lacrosse. That's because of the personnel we currently have. If we had different personnel, then we would have to change or die. Like, that's just the way it is, right? So
I suppose you get left behind.
Yeah. And I think as long as we're winning, people aren't going to be itching for our jobs. So
no, that's probably true.
I shouldn't say jobs. We don't get paid. So volunteer work.
You're doing great volunteer. Or is it community service? Always be on it. Got to pay some tickets.
Yeah.
Holy moly. Oh, I know. Were you guys going to be playing in the new rink, or is the Kinsman the home of the Preds for... I know you guys got that new facility there in PA.
That's the home of the Preds. That's the Preds barn. We plan on staying in the Kinsman as long as the capacity allows us to. I think in a perfect world, I think the trajectory we're on with our fans and stuff, we could possibly be looking at playing at the Art Hauser. I mean, I know it's crossed our minds for sure. Yeah. Last year we tried having it in the Art Hauser, the final, but the World Softball was on. The World Softball's on again this year, so that won't work. But I do foresee us at some point needing a bigger arena, just for the fans. Like, our average attendance last year, our average paid attendance last year, I think, was between 400 and 450, and that's not including bought season tickets for the parents, season tickets for the sponsorships, kids getting in for free. So we are, I think, at some point going to have to move to a bigger arena. But the new rec center, the Twin Pad Arena, I don't see that happening anytime soon. As far as I'm aware, they're keeping ice in both sheets, but that's what I was told anyway.
Fair enough. And you guys just released your own beer.
Yeah.
Like what?
Hard iced tea.
Yeah, it's a hard iced tea.
Oh.
So, short story long, we were down in Brooks for the McDonald Cup.
Short story long.
And
You're smart.
That's the only way. That's the only way I can tell stories. It's got to be forever. And the host team was the Southern Alberta Chaos, and they were out of Brooks and Lethbridge, and I think there's another community anyway. So it was like a three community team, and one of the local craft breweries had produced one of their beers, and then they custom canned it. And it was the Chaos logo was on it, and I think they called it the Chaos something or other. And then on the back of it was their roster. And just, like, if you don't know how we operate, we're always looking at how can we change things, how can we make it better, and we're looking at years in advance, not just how can we make next week better, we're looking at how we can keep evolving our program. So our first, we literally had them and it was like, okay, how do we do this? How do we make this happen? Like, this is cool. And then we're thinking about, you could do a limited edition can on vet night when you have graduating players. You could have a graduate. Like, our mind was turning, but obviously it was a matter of trying to get it going, right? And we reached out to a few places. Some places were what they called mass production, so they wouldn't be able to do the can like that. And we were getting to a point where it may not happen. And just happened to remember that Phantom Light Distillery, they had the custom Caesar can for the Huskies this past year for the Huskies football program. Okay. And I was thinking, okay, well, maybe it's a Caesar. If they can do the custom can for Caesar, maybe they can do it for us. Phone call doesn't hurt. And I ended up talking to Mike there at Phantom Light, and he says, well, our iced teas are a lot more popular like that. And I said, well, I never even thought you could do that because I've never seen the custom can, right? So we went back and forth, and short story long, it maybe became a reality, and we're wrapping the cans. The kids are like, man, they're like, oh man, you guys have to wrap all these, and we're like, what we do for you boys is outstanding. So they're able to get us the product through a sponsorship. So obviously can't really release all the details of that, but a large portion of it was donated through a sponsorship programming for us. They're going to get the naming rights to our beer gardens. So this year we're rebranding it to the Phantom Light Preds Pavilion. They got a nice big sign pointing down to where our little beer gardens is. And then obviously this is going to be the drink that we're promoting, because it's called the Wagon Water for those of you that haven't seen our release on social media yet. It's got the team picture on the back, like all the backs to them, because obviously we can't really promote anybody that's underage on there, right? So it's just got the jersey numbers and stuff. And then some of our 4 players that are of age that are promoted on the can as well too. So once again, just something that we're trying to evolve our program, keep promoting our program, and make us unique and keep attracting people to our program. And it's been a lot of chatter. I think the parents are more excited about it than the parents are, but we ordered 1,000, so we're going to see how long those thousands last, and if we need to order more, we'll order more.
You're lucky I quit.
There's been a substantial dip in that product.
That's so cool. Like, always forever evolving, eh? Just sitting in the back of the bus laughing, wondering what's next.
And we throw some ideas, and some of them are just outrageous. Like, some of them we'll never ever catch, but some of them will sit there and then it's like, okay, like this could become a reality. Like, let's actually try and pursue this. And some of them have worked really well, and that's just.
And I think the off-floor success with the social media and the new drink is translating to the on-floor success, because we have guys that are wanting to play in PA, right? Yeah. So success comes both ways, off-floor and on-floor, but when you put them two together, you have a pretty good program.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a lot funner to play in front of people than it is to play in front of a barn where you hear everybody echo.
Yeah.
The one we were talking about last year a little bit, it was neat. Like, our fan base isn't just our families anymore. Like, you go to a lot of programs, or even just like youth programs, the people that are watching are your parents and your grandparents, and that's who's in paid attendance, right? Yeah. But it's cool to see our fan base growing outside of families or relatives or family friends.
Outside of lacrosse families.
Yeah, like it's people that showed up. They're like, I've never watched a lacrosse game before, but this was outstanding. They're constantly in our like live stream chat, pumping us up, just like excited about the product, excited about the game, and just like following basically the trajectory of our team. So it's cool to see that it's not just lacrosse families, parents. We actually have a fan base following. So I mean, it gets us going too, obviously, because we want to put out the best product for the people that are following us, right?
So what do you have for merch options for people that come into games and say, "Little Johnny, there, you want something"?
Well, we did have jerseys. We sold out of them last year. We'll probably end up having jerseys in a couple years again. We'll get new ones. We have hats, T-shirts, hoodies, shorts. That's really about it, I think, at the moment. Merch is like, it's a great way to advertise and make money, but it's also like you can never have the right size. Yeah. Right? So what we do is we sell a lot more hats than anything, because those are an easy sell. Everybody can fit a hat.
Taking a shot here.
and they
you can fit a hat, fatty.
No, you said it, not me.
He's talking about the scrawny guys, the extra small T-shirt guys.
Yeah. Well, even like the kids, right? You can have 6 kids large shirts and 6 kids mediums, and it's like, I need an extra large and a small, right? Like you just never have the right stuff. So we kind of just, I do a large base order off of our players' clothing, and then whatever we have left over, we sell to the general public. And then we have a team store as well, where parents or family members or fans can go in and purchase as well. Last year there was like bomber jackets, quarter zip pullover rain jackets, ladies t-shirts, ladies tank tops. I think there was sweatpants at one point. Yeah. Just kind of everything.
The hats did awesome though. Like, we could not keep those in stock. Like, it was fast.
To keep up this success, you're going to need replica rings.
Well, I'll keep filling those fingers, I'm hoping. Yeah. That's the plan.
All right. coming into the season, are there any games that, fans should maybe be picking off their calendar and making sure that they're kind of available? Because I know you guys have a couple heated rivalries. There's some teams that are funner to face than the others.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a very strong league this year, so I don't think there's going to be one in particular game. But if you were to come out to one, I think May 24th we play.
Current.
No, it's Weyburn, I think. Anyway, May 24th we play. It's the Bolt Spiles Classic tournament game, so we'll do our banner raising there. All the kids from the tournament get in for free. They wear their jerseys, get in for free. That's usually a big crowd. And then our first game against Swift Current at home. That's always an exciting one. We've played Swift Current 2 years in a row in the final. And I think it's safe to say our players kind of hate each other at this point. But it's good too, right? It's
creates excitement for the entire league, not just obviously the two teams, but it creates a lot of excitement. The other thing that PGL is doing this year too is they're promoting like I don't know if I call it a rivalry week or whatever, but you play an extra set of 2 games against your closest center. So you play every team twice, a home and a home, but then your closest center, you play them an additional home and home to kind of create that little bit of rivalry. So obviously that's for us, that's Saskatoon. Yep. So we start the season with them and we finish the season with them for two in a row, home and home there too. So coming down the stretch, obviously those last couple of games will mean a lot as you're chasing the playoff standings, depending on where you're at in the league, right? And then to finish that with your close center rivalry setup as the league is trying to create it, I think it'll create some excitement down the stretch.
That'll be a lot of fun. I think I'm going to have to come down for the 24th.
Two banners going up this year. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Where do you guys put them?
We hang them right over the bar.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So last year we had everyone, like the bar's kind of in the corner of the Kinsman Arena.
Well, I know where the bar is.
Yeah. But we kind of, we hang it up like right over top of the bar, which is pretty cool. So Jordan climbs up there and
sketchy little ladder.
Climbs up there and shoves them down. So it's it's really cool.
So if you're a safety personnel listening, don't come.
Yeah, if you're OH&S there, don't come that weekend. Yeah.
Man, you guys are too good. You guys can still talk. Is there anything you guys want to cover, like in particular?
Nothing that immediately comes to mind.
No, I just we've just been itching to get it going. The lead up is always the worst because there's so much planning. There's so much things that obviously we take on a lot more than is necessary to run a team because we want to promote. It's always about promotion, right? But it's just that excitement to get things going, and then that starts with the training camp. Now this weekend we have the youth camp, which is the first time we're doing that, and an opportunity to give back once again to the community. So it's just these things are happening. It creates excitement. We're on the floor, but now it's like, okay, Friday needs to come. Like Friday needs to get here. Let's get the season going. We meet with every single player after tryouts, and a lot of the new faces get a very similar spiel each year because we have college kids that don't return, whether they're playing down south for college programs or they're actually university ranked finals. It leaves a couple game window open where you can basically earn your spot onto a regular rotation. And last year we had 2 or 3 kids that were in that grouping and they took a massive step forward. And this year, again, we have about a 3-4 game window where we're going to have a few guys that'll be still away at college. But there is the talent that is coming up this year, especially on the back end. Our offense is pretty consistent still, but our back end, we have some turnover. And obviously me as a defensive coach, I'm so excited to see which kid takes that step up because right now, even in practice, you can see the intensity is up because they all know we're part of a team, we're teammates, but we're also battling for that spot right now. And then it's just so much fun to see those kids take that and run with it because then they gain that trust from not only their teammates, but from us to be able to put them in whatever role possible. But that all starts with Friday. So it's just that itch to get that first game under our belts and get the season rolling.
Yeah, once the season gets going, it's a lot less stressful. I think the first game is you sit in so many meetings and you do so much planning and promoting, and then you're kind of like, is it going to work out? Is it exactly how we want it? I just want the season to get here and get going as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Get started.
Yeah.
Get it out of the way.
Yeah.
And then the rest will just kind of fall into place.
Yeah.
Have you guys announced your captaincies and your?
We have, yeah.
Group?
Yeah. Actually, Lucas started a new little, tradition, last year at our awards banquet. So maybe we'll talk about that.
We we allowed our overagers that were aging out last year to announce who the captains were at the awards banquet, just to kind of allow that new leadership to kind of grow over the winter and know that they're going to be in those roles. So this year we have Braden Shuchuk. He's a lefty O guy. He's going to be our captain. He's a dog. He's a very physical player, quiet, can get the guys fired up if needed. But I also trust him a lot where I can send him, even if he is fired up, I can send him to go talk to the official. And I know he's going to be calm and understand. And then out the back gate, we have Toby Oshanik. He's going to take over an assistant captain right now. And then Matthew Cudmore is also returning. He's a righty offense, so he's going to be our other assistant. And that's going to be our leadership group for the upcoming year.
Hopefully, all the best for you guys this year. There's, the expectation's to win.
Yeah.
So win, baby, win.
Yeah, that's the expectation, and I think once again, I think we have a very good team to do it. We got a few wrinkles to iron out, but that'll come.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I know you guys do have a camp coming up, so I don't want to keep you too long.
Oh, buddy, I could sit here all day. I love talking lax and love talking Preds.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Carrier will get in trouble if he stays too long.
Yeah, he probably will, yeah.
Yeah.
Old Stonehands was afraid to make the trip to Saskatoon, and then he
Hey,
cuts me off on the way here.
Hey, it's my kid's birthday coming up here. I got a lot of work till you get that rolling.
Oh, yeah, you'll be busy.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, this is an exciting time of year. It's just, there's literally nothing better. Once you get that fan base rocking in the rink, it's just like, okay, yeah, this is why we do this. This is awesome. So
I think if you're never been to a lacrosse game in general or to a Preds game, expect a lot of fast-paced movement, physicality, loud music, people having a lot of fun, a lot of goals, lots of hits. Hopefully, no goals against us, but that's every coach's dream. But I think that if you were to come out and had no clue about lacrosse, I think you would be excited. We had one kid from Saskatoon. He's playing for us this year, and he was at tryouts. He was, how many fans you guys get? Like 50, 60? And we're like, no, last year we averaged about 450, 400, 450 in paid attendance. He was like, no, seriously. How many people do you guys get here?
He thought we were joking.
Yeah.
I told him a little bit about our intro, how we do the light show and stuff, lights off, and I said for the one specific game was when we were doing the Founders Plan, and you couldn't even hear our intro song. And it was eerie at first because there was no music, the lights were off, and you could just feel the buzz and you couldn't tell how many people were in there because we're tucked in the back, it's dark, and then we came out and you didn't even hear the intro song. It was electric. And then as the game was progressing, we were down 2 late, and we ended up coming back and tying it up late to go to overtime. And as we were on offense, pushing the tempo, the music's pumping as it normally is. The horns are going, creating excitement. You couldn't hear anything other than the Go Preds Go chant. And my wife was watching at home because she had the little guy obviously at home. And she said on the live stream, all you could just hear was Go Preds Go. You couldn't hear the squeaking in the shoes. You couldn't hear the music. You couldn't hear anything. And then we scored to tie it up. And she's like, I got up. I was cheering in the living room. She goes, it was
Babies flying.
Oh, it's electric. And in saying that too, if you can't get to the Preds game, especially for our road games, we're promoting some new stuff on our live stream too. So we'll have a live ticker, a score clock. We have sponsorship opportunities during intermission, stuff like that too. So we got new stuff going there. But yeah, man, it is a place to be. It's a spectacle if you can get to a rink.
Well, there's no reason you can't because the tickets are super cheap too.
Yeah, $5.
$5.
$5 for
Bring your cans in, PA. Go to the Preds game.
$5 for a ticket, $5 for a wagon water.
Yeah,
There you go.
It's cheap.
$10, you're having a good time.
Kids get in free, so it's a cheap entertainment night for families, which we have to keep it affordable.
And which a lot of people in PA, constantly complain about. There's no options. There's nothing to do. There is stuff to do, and you guys have created that, which is huge.
Yeah, it's a
No,
work in progress every year, but we're just trying to improve everything, right? From the fan experience to the social media. It's just a constant work in progress.
And it doesn't even feel like a grind some days because it's just fun doing it. We just enjoy it, right? So
yeah,
maybe no more PA versus the world. Maybe it'll be
no, it's still
PA is a part of the world.
Yeah.
It's PA versus the world. We got it on our warm-up shirts this year, so still PA versus the world.
And keeping that mentality, it's kind of a fun role to play, right?
Yeah. I think in any league or even in work, there always has to be one villain, and I don't mind playing the villain some days. Well, most days I don't mind playing the villain. I'm gonna you know, I'm a very much a straight shooter. I'm just going to tell you how I feel, and we can, as adults, have that conversation. And I think our team is the same way, right? Yeah. We're going to go out there and have that FU mentality. So yeah, it's
our game, our way.
Yeah. If you don't want to play our way, then get out the way.
Yeah. And you guys have quite a few sponsorships, and I know I'm kind of throwing you on. I didn't include this in what I was going to ask.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Who would you guys like to shout out for your sponsors? I know there are a lot of people that get behind the Preds. I actually reached out to a good friend of mine. He's the owner of co-owner of Seal, and he said, you know what, we're a Preds team, and he sent me a picture, and he's got it up in his office.
Yeah.
And I was like, fair enough.
Yeah.
So, you know,
we like our major sponsors are huge. Lake Country Co-op, Action Transmission, Phantom Light,
Fresh Air Experience,
Montana's. Those are all our like major sponsors.
Laner Electric this year.
Yeah, Laner Electric, Eggerman Contracting out of Melfort.
We're gonna miss them because there's so many. Like, it's awesome because it keeps the city engaged.
Yeah,
and the community keeps it going. You keep the community going. It's a give and take kind of thing.
Yeah, right? we wouldn't be anywhere if we didn't have the sponsorship we had. It's the only thing that keeps us going, to be honest with you. We have sponsorship opportunities from $250 all the way up to $3,000. So we kind of make it affordable. And if there is something that you want to do or a company wants to do, we are very much willing to work with somebody for that.
Like Source of Sports is a good one too. Like, we got them on board because of the seventh. We call it the seventh Pred. They came on board and they're the major sponsor for that. So they get their jersey, on their jersey, their logo is going to be on there, but it's also on all of our social media posts. Like, and it's just something like, you want to sponsor, we'll create an opportunity if there's nothing available, just because social media, once again, it's that untapped resource. We have so many different posts that we post about every single game. It's pretty easy to call it insert business name, post, and have your logo and the impressions we get. Like, that's probably one of the most valuable sponsorship because all it takes is one share and it's everywhere.
Yeah. I know last year Montana's phoned us,
the morning of game day.
Yeah, the morning of game day, and they're like, hey, we want to be a major sponsor. What can we do? And I was like, well, they're all kind of full. But like, give me about 5 minutes and I'll think of something. And we ended up coming up with Montana's starting lineup. I mean, it's more work for him before game days, but to me, it's not a big deal.
I would have just ordered the big beef rib there. You're in.
Yeah. So if anybody is wanting to reach out, the value is definitely there.
Well, maybe one day we'll. Maybe Jordan's pretty face will sell this page.
I don't know.
Or I guess your pretty face. You already told us we're ugly. Yeah. But maybe we'll gain some followers and we can put Lacrosse the Prairies on somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Yeah, no, that's definitely something we can work towards.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, we definitely appreciate what you've done. Not just for us, but I know for all the minor programs in Regina, Saskatoon, Melfort, Shelburne, right? You sharing all the lacrosse information and getting it out to the public, I think is huge. I know from a PA lacrosse perspective, our numbers are going up. We've noticed after COVID, we kind of had that COVID bubble. But for the first time in years in U15, we had 54 players register. Oh, wow. So we have 4 teams. U13, we have 3 teams. U11, we have 3 teams. U9 and U7, I think there's 4 teams in each. Mm-hmm. U17 is a little bit lower because they're kind of on that back end of COVID. So I think there's only 1 team there, and you still have your A-League divisions in U11, U13, U15, and U17, and then obviously us.
And that doesn't count your rural programs either.
Yeah, and that's, I think, just you sharing that and getting it out to the general public is huge for lacrosse in Saskatchewan and in the prairies. So we definitely appreciate what you've done.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
And that's our turn to pump your tires.
I got nothing to say.
The one and only time. Don't get used to it. We're going to get in the vehicle on the way home and just badmouth you now.
Feel like every other trip from Saskatoon.
Yeah. That idiot took
After an old Outlaws game.
That idiot took the wrong right turn to get here.
I appreciate you guys coming and sharing, some insight into the Preds. What is Preds lacrosse? How cheap it is, the options, your sponsorship options, what you got going on. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic season. I hope you guys, I don't know if I can actually say it, but I hope you three-peat. But, and...
we need one more for a dynasty. One more to be considered a dynasty, I would say.
That's what it takes is one more?
Yeah, you got to get 3. And then we're going to McDonald Cup again this year in August as well. So we're going to go try and defend our title down there. So it's an exciting year for us again.
It'll be exciting. I'll be following you guys on social media, sharing your stuff.
Yeah.
Where can everybody find you? Like, I know your guys' Facebook page. What socials do you have?
Well, there's a few different handles. It would be nice if it's consistent, but our Instagram is PA_Predators. Our YouTube is PA_Lax. Our Facebook, I think, is also PA_Lax, but we're on TikTok, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. YouTube, we're transitioning our game day viewership and whatnot. Our live stream used to be on Facebook. We're currently switching that over to YouTube. So obviously subscribe so that way you get the notifications when we're going live. Like I did say, like our game day live stream is going to get an enhancement this year, so we're really excited about that.
If you can't find us, just type in Prince Albert Predators or Preds Lax.
Yeah, Preds Lax.
That's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty much what all our handles are. It's
like a
Preds_Lax.
Yeah. Cult tag.
Yeah, that's what we call it. We're trying to build a cult here.
But you guys aren't having Predator TV, right?
Preds TV.
Yeah, Preds TV, not Predator TV.
Yeah, I think Predator TV's already taken.
All right, boys. I got nothing else for you. If you got anything else to say?
No, just same repeat as Lucas. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Go
everything you're
Preds.
doing. Yeah, go Preds, go.
Absolutely. Thanks, boys.
Thanks, Billy.